everyone, I welcome you all to the 25 sure short question set from General Science, and this video is going to be very useful for all the one-day competitive examinations. So let's start with question number 1. The first question is, the genetic constitution of man is. The options are XX, XY, X and Y. So the genetic constitution of an organism is called its genotype. Genotype of an organism is its genetic constitution. It includes all the genes that are present in an organism, and in human beings there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. That is 46 chromosomes in each of the cells, and among these 23 pairs, 22 pairs of chromosomes are called autosomes. And the 23rd pair is called allosome or sex chromosome. The sex chromosome determines the sex of an organism, whether it will be a female or a male. If it is XX, then it would be female, and if it is XY, then it is male. So here we have been asked the genetic constitution of man. It would be XY. B would be the right answer. Question number 2. Which blood group is known as the universal donor? Universal donor means ये सभी को ब्लड दे सकते हैं. सारे ब्लड ग्रुप वाले जो भी पर्सन होंगे उनको ये यूनिवर्सल डोनर जो भी होंगे वो ब्लड डोनेट कर सकते हैं. तो आइए देखते हैं ब्लड ग्रुप के बारे में. सो बेस्ड ऑन द प्रेजेंस और एब्सेंस ऑफ वेरियस एंटीजेंस, blood is categorized into different blood groups. Okay, and the ABO blood group is based on the presence of ABO antigen. So we have this blood grouping system, ABO blood grouping. We have the different blood groups A, B, AB and O. So in this blood group we have antigen A and the Rh antigen. These are the antigens present in these blood groups. In B we have antigen B and Rh. In AB we have A, B and Rh. And in case of O blood group, we have only the Rh antigen, neither A nor B. Now, what about the antibodies present in these persons having these blood groups? In the person having blood group A, they will have antibody against B, anti-B antibody. Okay. In case of B, it would be anti-A antibody, and in case of AB they have none of the antibodies, neither against A neither against B. And for O we have both the antibodies, antibody against A, anti-A antibody and anti-B antibody. So as we can see here, in blood group O, we have neither of the antigens, neither A nor B. So it can easily donate blood to our 3 persons. There won't be any immunogenic response as there is no antigen. So the person having blood group O is considered as the universal donor. And in case of universal recipient, means he or she can receive blood from any of the blood groups, either A, B, O or AB. Why? Because they have none of the antibodies, neither antibody against A nor antibody against A. Hence they can receive blood from any of them. So here it has been asked the universal donor. Hence the right answer is C, that is O. Person having blood group O is considered as universal donor, and had it been in the question universal recipient, then the answer would have been this AB. AB is universal recipient. Now moving to the next question. Photosynthesis takes place during which part of a day? The options are night, day and night, day or night, only during the daytime. So what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants synthesize their food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. This is the photosynthetic reaction. I am writing 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. They form C6H12O6 glucose molecule plus oxygen molecule and water molecule. So this is the photosynthetic reaction in which glucose molecule is synthesized in the presence of carbon dioxide, sunlight, chlorophyll. So as we can see here, sunlight is required for this process, hence it will take place during the daytime. Hence option D is the right answer. Question number 4. Which gas is essential for photosynthesis? So just now we saw the photosynthetic reaction, that was 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. They form glucose molecule plus oxygen and water molecule. So which gas is essential? As you can see here, it's carbon dioxide. So the right answer is D, carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. And what is released? Which gas is being released? Then it is oxygen, which purifies the air. Question number 5. Who was the first to discuss evolution of life? The options are Newton, Einstein, Charles Darwin, Lamarck. So Charles Darwin discussed the evolution of life, and he is also called father of evolutionary biology. Evolutionary biology. So he was the first to discuss the evolution of life. C is the right answer. Question number 6. In laboratory, first time synthesis of DNA was done by whom? The options are Miller, Khurana, De Vries, Kelvin. So DNA is what? genetic material of human beings and everyone, all the creatures present on the earth. It can be DNA or RNA. So here we will discuss about the DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. So who synthesized this DNA for the first time in lab? So he was Hargobind Khurana. Along with his co-workers, he synthesized the oligonucleotide in laboratory. And for that, he got Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine as well. Question number 7. The maximum density of water is at what temperature? The options are 4 degrees Celsius, 4 Kelvin, 4 degree Fahrenheit, minus 4 degrees Celsius. So we have been asked at what temperature water is having the maximum density. So let's understand this concept. So first of all, water in its solid form, when it is in ice form, that is below 0 degrees Celsius, then it has a cage-like structure. This is a water molecule. Okay, so when it is in ice form, it forms a cage-like structure like this. Like this. These are the hydrogen bonds. Okay. In this form I can show you. First water molecule, then this is the second water molecule, and this is the hydrogen bond. Likewise, many water molecules, they are bonded via the hydrogen bond in the ice. Okay, so in this cage structure, there are gases being trapped, and due to which the volume of ice is large. And as we know, density is mass per unit volume. So as in this situation, the gases are being trapped and hence the volume is high. Volume is high, then density will be low. So at 0 degrees Celsius, this is the situation. The density of water is low. What happens at 4 degrees Celsius? This cage-like structure of ice starts to break, and the gases that are trapped in these cages, they move out slowly, and hence the volume of water decreases. And as the volume will decrease, the density will increase according to this formula, mass per unit volume. As volume and density are inversely proportional. The one increases if the volume is increasing, density will decrease, and if the volume is decreasing, the density will increase. In this case, at 4 degrees Celsius, the gases that are trapped in this cage-like structure, as it is getting released, the volume will decrease and hence the density will increase. The third situation is when the temperature is rising above 4 degrees Celsius. Okay, then what will happen? Water will start flowing and the molecule starts to move away from each other, due to which the volume is increasing, and as the volume is increasing, density will decrease. So what we saw, the maximum density was at what temperature? It was 4 degrees Celsius. Because at 0 degree Celsius, we saw the density was getting lowered because the volume was high, and again when the temperature is above 4 degrees Celsius, the volume is increasing, hence the density is decreasing. So the right answer would be 4 degrees Celsius. At 4 degrees Celsius, water is having the maximum density. Question number 8. Which metal alloy is used in aeroplane and parts of railway compartments? So the aeroplane parts and the railway compartments are made up of which metal alloy? this has been asked in this question. The options are copper, iron, aluminium, none of these. So magnesium is the alloy. Magnesium is the metal alloy which is used for this purpose, for making aeroplane parts and the railway compartments. So magnesium is an aluminium alloy. Aluminium alloy having aluminium, magnesium, copper, nickel, tin. Okay, and why do we use this? Because they have these properties. It provides high strength. The alloy is having high strength, low density, and it has anti-corrosive property. So C would be the right answer, aluminium. Question number 9. Which gas is used as tear gas? The options are hydrogen, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen, chlorine. So chlorine is used as a tear gas. D is the right answer. Chloroacetophenone, chloropicrin, chlorine, ammonia, all these are used as tear gas. They are used during the wartime and like that, and during adverse situation when the police or any force want to control the situation, they release this tear gas. Question number 10. The velocity of light in vacuum is. What is the velocity of light in vacuum? The options are 3 into 10 to the power 10 meter per second, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, 3 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer per second, 3 into 10 to the power 8 light years. So the right answer would be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the velocity of light in vacuum, and this velocity changes as the medium changes. Why? Because the refractive index changes. Like we have different refractive index for the different material. For this glass, it is different. For water, it is different. So as the medium changes, the velocity changes. And one more thing, higher the refractive index of the medium, slower will be the velocity of light in that medium. Question number 11. Which acid is considered as basic chemical in the chemical industry? So, which is the chemical among these is considered as a basic chemical in the chemical industries? So, it's the H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, which is considered as the basic chemical. This H2SO4 is a strong acid. Also, it has a strong oxidizing property. Highly reactive. And there are other names of this also if you have been asked with different names. It can be written like metallic acid, metallic acid, or oil of vitriol. So in the options you can be given the other names as well. So with these names you can recognize which is the basic chemical being used in the chemical industry. Question number 12. Which ray is used for cure in intestinal diseases? So we have been asked which of the following rays among which of these is used for curing the intestinal disease. Curing means how you will diagnose the disease, the gastrointestinal diseases. So it's the X-ray, barium X-ray, that is being used to diagnose the abnormalities of the GI tract, that is gastrointestinal tract. The different abnormalities like ulcers, tumors, any inflammatory condition. And this X-ray was discovered by whom? It was W. Roentgen who discovered X-rays. Moving to the next question, question number 13. The theory of fuse is. So the working principle of fuse is what? The options are chemical effect of electricity, mechanical effect of electricity, heating effect of electricity, magnetic effect of electricity. So what is a fuse? Fuse is an electrical safety device that operates to provide overcurrent production in an electrical circuit. Whenever there is huge flow of current that occurs suddenly, so to protect the electrical appliances or devices, we use a fuse, and this fuse has the low melting point wires. Low melting point wires. So whenever there is huge flow of current, these wires will melt down, they will break the electrical circuit, and hence they will protect our electrical appliances. So it works on the principle of heating effect of electricity. C would be the right answer. So the wire that are present in the fuse is made up of zinc, copper, silver, that is Ag, aluminium. The wires are made up of these metals having the low melting point. Question number 14. The following particles are present in the nucleus of an atom. So it's being asked what is present in the nucleus of an atom. So what is an atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. Okay? And it doesn't exist in the free state. So in an atom, there is a nucleus at the center having proton and neutron, and electrons are revolving around this nucleus. So this is the nucleus, and this is the outer orbit in which electrons are revolving. So proton and neutron are present in the nucleus of an atom. A is the right answer. Question number 15. Dry ice is. The options are solid water, solid carbon dioxide, dehydrated ice, solid hydrogen peroxide. So solid CO2. solid carbon dioxide is the dry ice. B is the right answer. This solid CO2 is colorless. Colorless, non-flammable, and it is colder than water ice, and hence it is also used for preserving the frozen foods. Question number 16. Which lens is used in remedy of long-sightedness? So what is long-sightedness? Long-sightedness means the person is able to see the far away objects but unable to see the nearby objects clearly. It is also called hypermetropia. Hypermetropia. It is a refractive error of the eye. So in this case, what happens? If this is the retina, the image is formed here behind the retina. This is the eye lens. These are the rays coming from the object. So in this condition, the image is formed behind the retina. So to rectify this, we use what? A convex lens, converging lens, like this we use. This is the retina, this is the eye lens, and this is the correcting lens. So what will happen? These are the rays coming from the object. So now the image will be formed on the retina. So when we use this convex lens, we can rectify this problem of long-sightedness. Now the person can see the nearby objects also. There are 3 more refractive errors. They are short-sightedness, that is myopia, in which the person is able to see the nearby objects clearly, but he or she is not able to see the far away objects. So to correct that, we use concave lens. Okay, and in this case, what happens in myopia? The image is formed before this retina. Here the image will be formed, and this is corrected by using a concave lens. This is the concave lens. The third refractive error is presbyopia. What happens in this? In this case, there is problem in focusing both near as well as the distant objects. The eye lens is unable to change the shape. That's why the problem arises, and to rule out this problem, bifocal lens is used. Okay, now the person can focus the nearby objects as well as the distant objects. The fourth refractive error is astigmatism. What happened in this? The image is not focused properly on the retina. Okay, so how to rule out this? With the use of cylindrical lens. Cylindrical lens. These lenses have different radii of curvature in the different planes. Hence, the person is able to clearly focus the image on the retina. Question number 17. In which direction can one see a rainbow at 12 o'clock at noon? The options are west, south, east it is not seen. So how the rainbow is formed? The rays, sun rays, when passes from air to the water droplets, it splits into its constituent colors, 7 colors. Okay, like the prism. When the white light enters the prism, it breaks into its components or constituents, 7 colors. The same happens here. The rays, when passes from air to the water droplet, it splits into 7 colors, and then we are able to see the rainbow. So at 12 o'clock, what will happen? The sun is overhead, so it's not possible for the refraction of light to occur via the raindrops. Hence, rainbow won't be seen at this time. Right answer would be D. It is not seen. Question number 18. For saving purpose, which mirror is used? These are the options: concave mirror, plane mirror, convex mirror. So the right answer is concave mirror. Concave mirror provides a magnified or enlarged image. Magnified or enlarged image. Hence, it is used for saving purposes, and also in the makeup mirrors we use this concave mirror. Convex mirror, they give wider field of view, hence they are used in vehicles. Question number 19. The chemical formula of washing powder is. So what is the chemical formula of washing powder? It's Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate is the formula of washing powder. This NaOH is the caustic soda. This is plaster powder. This is what? Baking soda. This is also important, CaSO4 dot half H2O. This is plaster of Paris. This is used when we get a fracture. Also at houses we use this for mending walls and all. Question number 20. The electrolyte that is used in a car battery is. Which among the following is used as an electrolyte in car battery? So H2SO4 is used as an electrolyte in the car batteries. Sulfuric acid. B is the right answer. Question number 21. Milk is an example of solution, colloidal solution, emulsion, air solute. So milk is an example of emulsion. It's an emulsion, a type of colloidal solution in which the fat globules are dispersed in water-based solution. Colloid is a substance that microscopically dispersed evenly throughout another substance. One substance evenly distributed or dispersed in another substance. It's a homogeneous mixture. Okay. Question number 22. Which of the following gas is responsible for depletion of ozone layer? So, this ozone layer or the ozone cell is a region of Earth's stratosphere. Okay? Stratosphere. It is present in which layer of the atmosphere? It's the stratosphere that absorbs the UV rays. that is present in the solar radiation. So this ozone layer protects us from the harmful UV rays. So we have been asked, among these of the gases, which of them are responsible for depleting this ozone layer? And now we are getting exposed to the harmful UV rays. So it's the chlorofluorocarbon which is responsible for depleting the ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbon is also called freon. It's a non-toxic, non-flammable chemical containing atoms of carbon, chlorine and fluorine. It's a volatile derivative of methane, ethane and propane. Question number 23. From which of the following minerals iron is obtained? So you have to identify the ore of iron. Iron ore has to be identified among these. So it's the hematite. Hematite is an iron ore. The other ores are magnetite, siderite, iron pyrite, chalcopyrite, so all these are the iron ores. This limestone is used in cement industry. Pitchblende, it's an ore of uranium. Radium का भी ore है ये. And monazite sand, it's the ore of thorium. Question number 24. The chemical name of vitamin C is? Options are ascorbic acid, thiamine, citric acid, tartaric acid. So the chemical name is ascorbic acid. And deficiency of ascorbic acid causes what? Scurvy. What is this thiamine? It's vitamin B1. And the deficiency of vitamin B1 causes beriberi. It's very important. Many a times they ask. Then citric acid, they are present in all the citrus fruits like lemon, oranges, etc. Tartaric acid, it is an organic acid that is present in many fruits such as grapes, banana, tamarind, etc. Last question is, the creation of energy in the sun is by which reaction? Options are nuclear fission, oxidation reaction, reduction reaction. So it's nuclear fusion that is the source of energy in sun and in other stars also. So nuclear reactions are basically of two types: fission and fusion. In fission reaction, there is splitting of a heavy unstable nucleus to lighter nucleus. Okay, like uranium breaks into barium and krypton along with the release of enormous amount of energy. And what is fusion? In fusion, there is combining together of two lighter nuclei. Light nuclei combine to form a heavy one. Like in sun, hydrogen nuclei combine to form helium nuclei along with the release of energy. So Nuclear fusion is the source of energy in the sun. Thank you.